Good morning, fellow beloved beings and souls. So I will pull a few cards. If you do resonate with this video, be sure to like, share, subscribe. That helps my channel grow and get the messages to where they need to go. Like I said, I'm going to pull some cards more than likely, but this is mostly just channeled message, some things that were coming through. Yeah, like I've been mentioning, those breakthroughs, the healing, the revisiting of old focused energy, but with your new awareness and from your newfound growth and expansion. So very healing. So just a few signs to kind of give you an idea if this is yours. So what's coming through is eagle, ladybug, and just feeling like, so I was sitting out having my cup of coffee like I do every morning, and I was noticing we have this frozen little pool of water that's flowing down the hill, and I was noticing underneath the ice that like there was still water flowing, but it was covered in ice. And what that was giving me is, regardless of what it may look like, you are still moving. You are thawing through that ice. You are moving through that ice. That stagnant, what was once stagnant or long time stagnant energy, and it is now breaking apart. And you're doing this by flowing love through it and trusting and surrendering. And I was also getting songs, so like what that, like I've been feeling, and I know this is a collective thing too, is I've been feeling more in my body. And so a song that I haven't thought of in years came through by Maggie Rogers called Back in My Body. And then listening to that, lots of tears, healing. And then her song Light On came on after that. Highly recommend that one. And that like gave me, feeling that otherworldly connection to my person. And just, it's like these pieces of yourself. Excuse my baby kitten. His name's Oliver, everybody, and he likes to scream and he loves talking. But what was I saying? But it's like pieces of yourself are coming back, that you kind of abandoned because you thought like, oh, they're not doing me any good, things like that. But really, they were always, knock it off. They were always serving you very well. And we'll wait for a second for you. You got anything to say? Yeah, let them know. So for anyone who can speak cat, he'll always have something to say to you. So with that, oh, and by the way, if you're first time tuning in, my name is Cosmo, and I will be sharing a link on my channel this upcoming Tuesday, the 14th in the morning, Central Time. I'm aiming for like 7, 8 o'clock, but like I said, I'll have the link, and you can tune in to a moon attunement activation where you meet your moth spirit, animal guide, and it just helps with mind and heart coherence and just strengthening that internal guidance, but also anchoring it more into the moon and its phases, because it always helps to have a physical material world anchor for such things. But like I said, I will pull some cards. Let's see what else is coming through. Oh, and then that was another thing before I got distracted by Oliver. Um, and I've also been, there's lots of, I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this, but it's like with this breaking up of stagnant energy and it flowing now again, of, you know, realizing we don't need to be holding on to this at all anymore, which has really just been blocking a good part of our own natural, divinely given love for ourselves and life and everything. Is there's lots of like body twitches, and like almost like it, like I see it as like it's just a lot of energy flowing and rejuvenation, but it's like it's just, yeah, lots of like somatic movements and feelings and like those like muscle twitches, but like I'm feeling it in the nerves and in the tendons, and so that's happening a lot in my legs and especially on the right side of the body, but it's kind of happening all over in general. Okay, so just real quick, let's see what's coming through today. Hope everyone's doing well. So like I said, we're thawing through that ice. You are unstoppable. Like really. I feel like there was another song coming through, but if it comes to me, I'll share it. But if not, then I just trust that that's just how it's supposed to be. And I'll try to talk louder. I do tend to talk soft, so I apologize for that. So we have tree. So that's what, like coming back into the body, we're just grounding this energy coming in and what we've been working towards and are continuing to work towards and focus on in our lives. Ooh, that might be a little too much. But we got, yeah, lotus flower, unfoldment. We have sun radiance. I'll show lotus flower again. And then we got tree grounding. But it's also giving me grounding. It's like it's working both ways. As you can see, it's mirroring itself from as above, so below, as within, so without kind of energy. I don't feel like these. And this is all happening in solitude. I got this on the bottom of the deck. I don't usually go with this many cards, but I am feeling called like this is relevant. So yeah, just things are emerging, you're emerging, something within is emerging and breaking through that ice and continuing the flow through that ice. You're really truly embodying and knowing, understanding what it means to be your own sanctuary for yourself and others. But I'm also like, with this, before I move on, they're being creative with it. So there's a lot of creative energy there. This is also ancestral. So something ancestral is coming through. I'm getting where you're realizing whether they're alive, they've passed on, or they're currently in this world. Ancestral things that have just like unhealed, that have been holding you back, of family that's been kind of getting in the way, but now you're recognizing it like that's not really them anyways. So instead of like feeling like you're being hurtful or mean by cutting them out or ignoring them and not letting them get in the way of this flow that's coming in for you, that's really just unstoppable. There's really nothing you or them can do about it at this point. You're realizing that it's not really them, so you don't need to, that it's not your problem if they take it personally, because when they realize that's not really them anyways, it just all starts making sense. Very synergistic. I got this energy card, a release. So yeah, like I said, it's a release. And also with the flowing of water, where I was noticing where there was the thawed water, it was around the dead leaves under the ice, that there was a lot more like water collected that hadn't been frozen by the ice. So that kind of reminds me of that, is like how it's like around what has passed on or passed away or has like is decayed. It's bringing this thawing um and new life and release. And then we have the synergy. And what's interesting, so I even pulled this for my own personal self in my meditation today. And what was interesting is like that was what was giving me, it's like you're being handed these pieces and you're like kind of like, but you're not seeing the whole picture and how it creates like these, you can see the face and the whiskers and all that, but it's like you're being handed like, you know, like maybe a blossom or a leaf or this and that, and it's like it's not really entirely making sense, and you know it has to do with the part, but you're not seeing the whole thing. So spirit's telling me it's like it almost not entirely deliberately but kind of deliberately, like you're being like led to trust that and know that like there is a bigger picture that is forming. And that's kind of the fun part too, like that was what was coming through in my meditation too, is that it's like if you knew too much of the whole picture, it kind of leaves that like spirit wants to surprise you. And so they don't want to ruin the surprise, but they're going to keep handing you these pieces, but trust that there is a bigger picture of the thing, even better even than what you have imagined, and that it is in a way being deliberately withheld from, because that's also like the part how life just works and flows, is that you never really see the totality how it's going to turn out. You're always just being handed these pieces to this bigger manifestation or, you know, goal or, you know, vision that you have for yourself in your life. Since we are doing more, it seems like, animals and nature today, I will do my Children of Lithia. And so right away, so yeah, we have 7 of Pentacles, and in this one particular, it is. So you have the winter with the snow, and it's stubborn and strong like an ox. And most people have or at least it's kind of like 50-50. Some people like see stubbornness as a strength. Some see it as like, I wouldn't say weakness, but like something that tends to blind you. But right now it's serving you. So lean more and don't be afraid to lean into that stubborn nature like the ox. And you see how he's putting the hoof down. He knows there's water flowing, that there's life flowing, that's really not as frozen and solid as it may seem. Let's see what else might want to come through. And with the 7 of Pentacles, yeah, and in this picture, there's also, I'll show it again, there is a little bit of life coming through right there at the bottom. And you see how the pentacles are all on this. So it's like, it's blossoming, that you're thawing through the ice. And it's just the natural cycle thing. Okay, let's not try to concentrate on shuffling. Then we have 5 of Pentacles. So some of you may be also experiencing kind of like, you see, there's a little bit of fear coming up and it seems dark, but this is just a change, a transit, some more things transitioning for the better. And you're protecting whatever is dear to you. I'm also kind of getting inner child. I was also like, had a dream where I was back at my elementary school, and that's what was happening in a dream. It's like, and it kind of actually really looked kind of like this darkness, like kind of that same tone. And it was like, I'm grabbing this inner child of mine and picking them up, and I'm like, we're done with this. We're getting out of here. And that's what's going on with this energy as well with the Five of Pentacles. And Five of Pentacles always usually, any of the fives is usually a symbol for change and transition. But you're on alert, so maybe try not to worry too much, even though that, but you know, that is pretty natural in transitions like this. And then one last card. Angels, guides. One last message you have to share with the collective that resonates with this reading. What would help them, or what is something to look forward to, or the outcome of this? Okay. So we have more transition. So we have the Death card. And in this one, you see you're getting your crown back. You even have a sword. You've kind of like been cultivating all these gifts. So you see like a staff for like the magic, and you got the sword, and you have all this built, like these things you've been cultivating, but it's kind of been like, yeah, like that frozen or like developmental period, but now you're getting your crown back and life is coming. And that's, so this is like a watery type of being is what it gives me. So that's like, and then this is this crown, it's in those emotions that are seemingly, and it kind of gives me like the vibes of like a creature that likes to be in the deep. So those deep emotions is where you're going to find that crown and be able to really take all these and wield them in a way that best serves you and others. And anything else? And then I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's like the eyes are this, where the eyes would be, are golden. So it's like your eye is on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. And I'm not thinking just materialistic wise, but like the prize within, and just the prize that you always have been. Like, let it envelop you. Let it envelop your consciousness. Embody this. Let it embody you as much as you embody it. And that was also something that, like, so we always say, like, I was catching myself saying, one last thing before I go, is that, you know, I'm like, oh, if I'm in the mood, and then I was like, realize like, you're not in the mood is in you. Like, you're never actually really in the mood, like, as if like the mood's bigger than you, the emotion's bigger. It's like, that is actually, the mood is in you. So kind of like flip that, I think would help too. And like realizing that, so that you can fully bring in and harness and embody these gifts that are coming up from the subconscious and from deep parts of the subconscious at that. And then, yeah, we got the Nine of Pentacles. So another moment where you're getting your crown back, and it's with those, you know, donkeys and burros and stuff tend to be stubborn. So it's like, with that stubbornness, it is going to bring, it is going to empower you. It is going to help bring forth and empower you and help you embody this. And you're walking a new path, and the moon is behind you is what I'm getting. I don't know what that means to anyone, but you know, the light's behind you. The light is being reflected behind you as you go. So keep it up, keep going. Let me know what you think. Stay tuned for the moon attunement activation on Tuesday, and when I post that link. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do a live here on YouTube for it, but I might just have a link to where people can join a Zoom call if that seems easier. And then I also will be adding my email, because I was kind of realizing that maybe for some of you, you might be called to just, if you want to reach out and want to work with me, like that might be a little bit more approachable way. You can explain your situation, and I can even just offer a reading where like you tell me your situation or ask your question. and then I pull cards or channel for you, or a combination of both, or just coach you, and then I can email you back, and then that way you don't have to have the pressure so much of like scheduling an appointment with me. So if that works better for you, but also you can schedule an appointment, I do have the Calendly link on there. And or if you feel called to donate, like I have a wish list, my Amazon wish list, which is always helpful and appreciated. And there's only 30-minute sessions offered, but if you want the hourly session, you can definitely go and just book 2 half-hour slots. But I will be developing that more as I go. Love you all. Take care. Wishing you the best, and until next time.